This is The Process Shot. I'm Michael, I'm stuck in a haunted movie theater, and I've seen The Nutty Professor, a comedy movie from 1963, co-written, directed by, and starring Jerry Lewis. He portrays the klutzy and dweebish Julius Kelp, a university chemistry professor whose physical strength has pretty much been replaced by intellect. When exercising at a local gym fails to change his body, he turns to science, developing a serum that converts him into his polar opposite, a suave, multi-talented, yet crass and conceited playboy. Under the name Buddy Love, he can do everything that Julius can't, whether it be singing jazz tunes, fighting back against his bullies, or winning over the heart of the love interest. The only thing he has to watch out for is making sure he can get out of the scene before the serum wears off. The other thing he has to watch out for is how the serum is turning him into a person that he may not actually want to be, but that's a whole other conflict throughout the movie. The story is actually structured more around Kelp's character and his development, at least when you look at it as a whole. In terms of individual scenes, though, there's a clearer focus upon either Kelp's engagement in physical or prop comedy, and Buddy's swift and witty control over dialogue. The film can pretty much be distilled to a simple three-act structure in this way. There's Kelp before Buddy, Kelp and Buddy switching control, and Buddy's actions starting to become out of control, and Kelp's attempts to fix things. There's definitely more time and attention given to the pure comedy elements of the film, which are pretty much the bulk of Kelp's scenes and the first half of the movie or so. But there's also enough story in here that it gives the film a solid backbone to follow. The story itself has a few odd contrivances, even for as simple as it is built, but it's hardly anything to make you stop and think or lose engagement with the film. The other elements of The Nutty Professor aren't given as much attention as the comedy, but they are still well handled, most of all in the film's cinematography and color choices. There are mostly wide shots that get a lot of image coverage, which doesn't always offer very creative framing choices, but does showcase the production values and color design, which makes an effective use of Technicolor to saturate the film and really make some elements pop out. This is especially apparent when Kelp first transforms into Buddy, which has a pretty slow pacing, but allows a chance for the Technicolor process to really shine. There isn't quite a strong use of color as a symbolic storytelling element, but there does seem to be more use of color in scenes with younger audiences than within the more stale university sets. In any case, while the story posits a generational gap, it almost feels as if Jerry Lewis himself, and not just Kelp or Buddy, becomes a rather vital means of bridging these sides together, or at least enough so that he can appeal to audiences both young and old. This shouldn't come as a surprise, of course, because, well, it is his movie, but it still says a lot about him as a performer. The movie could essentially be cut down to two simple elements: Jerry Lewis and his ability to be two completely different people in one body, and everything else. The Nutty Professor. Jerry Lewis, 1963. 4.5 stars. I definitely recommend watching it. That's it for the review. If you liked it, leave a like. If you have something to add, leave a comment. Subscribe to the channel for more reviews. It's been a while since I've had a movie with enough good things to talk about that I feel like I'd end up saying nothing substantial. Then again, that means I've said nothing substantial.